What's up, guys? It's Rampage of 78 Designs, and I'm back here again. We're going to try something different this time. I think I'm going to do a Halloween review series. And we're going to start with Halloween Ends today, right now. I got some random microphone here that was not very expensive, so until I can get my condenser, we're going to have to deal with this quality. But, tiny bit of background first on some of the things that happened before Halloween Ends. Let's get into it. Halloween Ends came out October 14th, 2022 on both Peacock streaming and in theaters. I mean, if marketing told us anything, it was that this setup would be the final battle between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers. We should first start on what Blumhouse and the cast were kind of initially said this movie would be. David Gordon Green said he would have a love story interwoven with a horror movie. Interwoven. Now, I mean, that's not exactly what he said, but I do feel that's what he meant. While Jamie Lee Curtis seemed to be on the side of this is Laurie's story of trauma. I mean, which she's right. I do feel at times this is taken a bit too far, as Jamie Lee Curtis has stated in an interview that the Halloween movies are all about Laurie Strode. And some expletive words for the boogeyman himself. Which I get what she was saying there. She was kind of saying, why the fuck would I care about Michael Myers when all he did was torture my character for years? So if you're really invested in your character, like to the point of almost method, I guess why would you give a fuck about Michael Myers? But it just sounds stupid when, I mean, in one of the things she said these movies are about Laurie Strode and not Michael Myers. Anyways, so, I mean, multiple times throughout interviews prior to the film's release, we'd hear bizarre statements between cast members and production crew members. Christopher Nelson, special FX artist for the film, Academy Award winner, I'm pretty sure. He even went as far to say the movie is weird. To top it off, we had the Scream Queen herself say the movie would anger people. And I again, I think what she meant there was situationally. I don't think she was saying this movie's gonna suck, but I'm not sure for your closing trilogy movie that's really what you want. But before I officially review, I want to say you won't hear much of bashing from the film and crew. I'm going to lightly roast them probably, which is fine. I know you're going to hear me call them Bumhouse a lot, and that's probably as far as it's going to go. I'm not really, I don't like to bash films and disregard them just because I didn't like them or something like that. This isn't a channel where you'll find toxic ass comments and shit. So let me just explain a little bit how the point system's going to work when I start doing this. With every Halloween review, you'll see something like this. Here's our template. So, for example, if you really liked Michael Myers' appearance and portrayal, you'll give him, let's say it was a 10 out of 10. You'll give him 10, and we'll have like 10 little masks there or whatever. Main characters, if you thought they were a main character, let's say it's, Laurie's a main character for Halloween. Let's say she was awful in your opinion. She gets one mask. I promise I don't hate Jamie Lee Curtis, by the way. Halloween atmosphere, well, maybe we could have cool little Myers houses, like instead of masks or something, and then like Laurie faces for the characters, whatever. But yeah, it's gonna be a 1 to 10 system. And then for the other one, it'll be plots and storylines, side characters, which I'm showing you here. And that's it. That's going to be how we review these Halloween movies. Alright guys, what's going on? It's Rampage of 78 Designs here, Anthony Miller. You call me Alex. My friends and family call me X. Or you could call me Rampage. Some people call me that on YouTube. I don't know. But I first want to start off by saying I don't watch any reviews or anything like that about on Halloween. I have in the past. So
like this system is like completely something I thought of, and if it happens to be similar to someone else's format, that's fine. I'm not trying to copy anyone. And you know, you can't really copy opinions, so maybe the thing with the pumpkins somebody might already do. But it's cool. It's all good. Not trying to copy anyone. I admire people who do these reviews. They're so hard. And so let's get into it. We're not going to do scene by scene review because I don't, I don't want to bore you, waste your time. You've seen the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, you should stop watching this and go watch the movie, then come back here. And furthermore, if you haven't watched the movie, you should probably watch the whole Blumhouse trilogy. So it's Halloween 2018, which obviously came out in 2018. It's just called Halloween. Then you had Halloween Kills 21, and most recently, Halloween Ends. And that's what we're doing today is Halloween Ends. And this is a brand new series I'm starting. It's a review series. It's based on a point system. I got a couple masks here that we're going to go through because one of the topics for the point system, as you saw, was Michael Myers' portrayal and appearance. So we'll dig through the mask and stuff like that. So let's get into it. The movie first starts off. We meet the main character, Corey. And, he's babysitting this little kid, Jeremy. And so immediately a Halloween movie begins, right? And Halloween isn't as much like Scream where every single opening has to start with some crazy Michael Myers kill. But certainly the kid starts talking about Michael. They're talking about Michael. The hysteria of Michael is still kind of real at this point, and it just makes you want to see Michael Myers. I was very disappointed in that opening when I was like, holy crap, you interject Michael into this. And, that's crazy. Like, what if when Corey got shoved into the attic or that closet, you had Michael pop out of somewhere, and that's why Corey said, fuck this, I'm bursting out, and, the kid goes kaput. There's going to be cursing in this review, sorry. Definitely these aren't for kids. So, yeah, so that's what I think of the opening, really, is that I think if Michael was interjected into there, and then it would have gave you a little more of Michael, which you'll see later, not later, but like soon in this review, that's one of the main problems of this movie, is that, a lot of these scenes would have been great with Michael Myers in them. So, and I'm sorry I don't have a microphone. I don't know if I mentioned that yet. I'm working on getting that fixed up. What you see is what you get. I'm kind of just going at it here. I don't have a script with me. I don't do any of that. So, the movie basically, right, is the story of Corey Cunningham, Laurie Strode, and her family, her immediate family. So Allison Strode, Karen's been murdered, and they're dealing with sort of the aftermath of that. In this one, Laurie is not how she was in Kills, where she wants to go find Michael and beat the fuck out of him, whatever. Or every time she goddamn meets him, that's what happens anyway. So, I'm not knocking, whatever. This is gonna be a fair review. I'm not gonna talk shit. I'm gonna roast a little lightly. So Laurie is dealing with that, but she's sort of decided now that I'm not going to let it destroy me, and I'm going to live my life how I should have been living, I guess, because, I don't know if she feels guilty because she caused all this, but certainly in the movie that the people try to make her feel that way, right? You got the light tube kill from Sandra that was so epic in Kills, and now you ruin it by, oh nope, she's alive. She only got half of her throat ripped out. But so that was that was not needed. And why is this lady so mad at Laurie Strode? It's like she's not the one that did the deal to your sister there, whoever it was. And then okay, so with Allison, she's sort of working now as a nurse assistant, right? Everybody's a dick in this movie, obviously, because that's how Blumhouse does it. Everybody has to be a dickhead. So, you got... What's the redhead nurse's name? I'm going to put a little title thing with her thing up there. And, if Dr. Mathis, if I miss anybody's name, I'm sorry. And I do think it's important to get these details right. I don't think just because I didn't enjoy it as much as you're a casual... Well, I shouldn't spoil it, but... And actually, I shouldn't say that. But just because it had some whatever with me, I'm not... we don't do that. So... everything is fair, and again, I think it's important to get all the characters' name right and everything, all the information accurate. Because why should somebody take your opinion serious if you're not even paying attention to shit? You know what I'm saying? So I do pay attention to that. Just had a little slip up there. All right, so Allison's doing all of that, and she is sort of like, I don't know if you want to say like whatever. Rebel, renegade, she's upset, she lives with Lori and her life is her mom's gone, her dad's gone, so she's just trying to do this job at this medical place, and the doctor's an asshole, and her friend there who's a nurse is not much nicer to her, tells her she, gets off on the boogeyman stuff, which is, and that's another Blumhouse thing, the dialogue in these movies is wild, dude, like, people don't fucking talk like this. Actually, I've heard some girls say weird shit, but I'm talking about, like, other shit. Okay, so we got off track there. That's basically Allison's story, okay? And she meets Corey, and their stories are kind of, mixed together, because Corey is now looked at as the kid who killed some kid, or, most people believe it, and for some reason... Here's another thing that I kind of didn't like was like, why does Lori like this kid? Because she suffered the same trauma as him? But it's like, you were never accused of murdering someone. And if somebody murdered someone, Lori is usually like, yeah, okay, you fuck that person. So why wouldn't Lori think that right? That's not how the writing is. So I'm not saying whatever. I'm just saying... some things don't make sense here, and again, all this talk. Where's Michael? Right? So it was tough, dude. So so Corey battles with. He has a house. He lives with his family, and it's his mom, and what seems to be his sympathetic, stepdad, who's not really a dick. I actually really like him. He's a good character, and so, his mom feeds him shit food, his nasty shit on the fucking glass when she gives him the milk, which is, if you've ever been poor, which unfortunately I've had to deal with when you were little and had to eat milk with spaghetti, I literally just want to throw up right now. So I guess that was cool. There was a good job by them by showing how fucked up this kid's life is, right? And Corey is now... dealing with these bully asshole kids who are side characters. We got the Margot. I'm not going to remember their names now. And I had them before this too. That's the funny ass part. The main kid who's an asshole, we'll put his name up. His buddy who's also an asshole. And they basically try to, bully Corey. And a lot of people talked about this, was that it was kind of weird that the band geeks were the bullies. I guess you want to get away from whatever cliches, but at the same time, I don't know. And he wasn't even that... Corey was like bigger than him too. It was very weird. It was very bizarre. Another bizarre choice there. So these kids don't like Corey. They keep egging him on. Finally, they get in some, beef on a bridge, and Corey gets fucking tossed over the bridge, which I feel he probably would have been dead. And if you look in that scene, where the bum, it pans over to the bum, you can actually see Michael there, which everybody probably knows. It's so dumb to say now. But anyways, And you got so let's not go all the way into the cave yet. You got Doug Mulaney, who's another character who's actually from Kills. And, we heard that we were going to, see him again, possibly, from the directors there. So, Corey, let's go back to this cave shit. Corey is now, he's fallen, he's been dragged into the cave. He wakes up. He's in a fucking cave. There's disgusting shit around him. He sees, the entrance to the cave, so now he's trying to leave. And that's when Michael, he hears a noise, he goes back, and, tries to look into this crack, and that's when Michael grabs him and sort of looks into his eyes, and it flashes, between all the seemingly bad moments in Corey's life, or actually, if you go back and watch that and actually look at the clips there, that's what happened to him, like in the cave the night before. It's Michael bashing his head on the thing. It's the deleted scene, so you can actually see what happened to him the night before he was, the night, whatever, that he fell and was dragged into the cave. You can see what happened between him and Michael. And that was cool that they did that. But Blumhouse does a lot of flashing stuff, and you can't fucking, it's like maybe, I don't know if that was drawn out a little longer, but you get the idea there. Something's going on, some transformation is happening, and that's even one of the names of the, tracks that I believe plays next by John Carpenter, which was amazing. And you know what? That's not one of the title things, and in the future videos it will be music. And I know that's huge. I don't know how I missed it, but we'll keep that in mind. So Michael now let's get to Michael a little bit. He's beat up. He's decrepit from kills, as David Gordon Green put it. He was going to the woods to basically, or not to the woods, to the cave to, like an animal in the woods, to basically wither away and die. I thought Laurie said, the more he kills, the more he transcends. And then, I mean, David Gordon Green even said he was beat up from kills. How does that happen when he's the boogeyman? And I know that sounds ridiculous. It really does. I get it, guys. But it's true. He's the boogeyman. There's no need to say he's dying from something, he's hurt from something. He's fucking limping, dude. What the fuck? We don't need a handicapped Michael. We really fucking don't. So this is where I sort of stopped giving compliments, as you can see. And it's just bullshit. If you think about it, in the cave with Doug Mulaney, when Michael's about to tries to fucking kill him, if Corey wasn't there, Mulaney might have put the boots to Michael. That's fucking stupid. So it's a poor representation as a Michael Myers movie. It's a good movie by itself. Just the disrespect to Michael Myers was awful, dude. Awful, awful, awful. So let's skip a little forward. I'm not going to go too much deeper. I think a good idea, though, before we get more forward and kind of wrap this review up, because I don't want them to be too long, was a good idea. So when he did kill Doug, though, Michael Myers gets that first kill and fucking shakes and shit. That was great. And I think if you had Corey feed Michael more victims in the cave to power him up for Halloween, that would have been dope. And then at the end, Michael gets killed, and that's when Corey takes his mask and goes on that fucking warpath. Torch passed. And then so we're skipping around. It's like you had Corey stab himself in the throat, dude. Why did you waste that character? I like that character. It's just what they did with everything was whack. And the lack of Michael Myers is why this points go so backwards for me, because it's a Michael Myers movie. The second you start saying we need to make a movie, a different story, it's like Michael should never take a back seat in Halloween, ever. Halloween 3 was a good movie. That's it's got nothing to do with Enzo at all. And the screen time people are comparing to the original Halloween, I don't care. I'm not hearing none of that shit, because what they chose to use the time for with him was bad. So this deserves its own section right here. Is Corey beating up Michael Myers in the sewer. I mean, it was awful. It was terrible. It should not have been done. I think to better that, what would have been better is Corey trying to fight Michael. Then you get Michael knocking him out like that. And when Corey wakes up, he has Michael's mask. So Michael let him take the mask. And yeah, so, okay, and now lastly, let's get into the ending here. I'm sorry I didn't touch on every single thing, but so the ending was embarrassing. I'm sorry, it was embarrassing. Laurie beating up, like, she beat him so effortlessly, you know, and I know he's beat up and stuff like that, but James Jude Courtney, I feel like it was a disrespect to him for all the hard work he's put in both movies. And I get it, it's supposed to be different, I get it, but she is just decimating this guy. And then they put him in the meat grinder. I mean, that's whatever. I have no thoughts about that. It's whatever, really. Frank Hawkins should have been used way better in this movie. Frank said in Halloween Kills he was going to be the one to kill Michael Myers. I think that should have been what happened. I think Laurie, Allison, and Hawkins should have killed Michael. It takes all three of them, right? You just can't fucking put him down, right? It takes all three of them. And then Corey comes in and witnesses this and mourns over Michael's body. That's when you get him going, freaking out. And you could have the battle that you did with Laurie and Michael would sort of be Laurie and Corey, because that would make more sense. He's you know, he's not as strong as Michael. He's not as big as Michael. He's not the fucking boogeyman. But he was an okay sub. And I just feel we should have got more Michael and Corey shit, because it was so good. A lot of people didn't like the tag team stuff. It's so weird how I talk about the treatment of the boogeyman. You could look at that as disrespectful. You really fucking could. But, it was alright. It was alright, because Michael still, I mean, I don't know. Until he got punked in the sewer, it was alright. Let me just look at the camera, see what we got for time. 18 minutes. Alright, so I'm gonna wrap up this review portion and you know, just say that, so that was our ideas in review. My overall thoughts are that, again, it's not a good Michael Myers movie at all. If you like Michael stabbing and killing and having a good story with that, it's not just that, this movie's not for you. But if you like, oh, I'm down to see a movie where it's more Laurie's story and they just talk about Michael, then that's fine, because they did say some good shit about him, and that, you know, which, again, when you do that shit, it makes you want to fucking see him. So, yeah, I'm going to be fair in the point system, and we're going to get to that. I'm so excited for that. I hope you like this video. If I'm doing this wrong, let me know. If you fucking hated this and whatever, let me know how I was grading this after. Let me know what you think in the comments. I don't want to argue with nobody. I've been a fan of Halloween most of my life. I'm 34 years old, so I don't need to argue with you. I will debate with you, and we can talk peacefully, but please, you know, don't go nuts on me here. This is the first review in the series. And so I'm not going to do these if you guys don't like them, if they, you know, whatever. They don't have to get thousands of views. I don't care about that. But just when I get a few comments, people being like, yeah, this was great, I'll do it for like that one comment, you know. Alright, so we're going to get into the appearance stuff, and I'm going to do a video on these really fast, but let me delete some stuff on the camera here, because I'm a loser, and I don't accurately prepare. So I only had 25 minutes. So let me do that, and we'll get back to it, and this is going to be fun as shit. Okay, I'm going to try this again. I tried to, I'm in my paint shorts right now. I'm in my jammies almost, pretty much. I've been trying all night to get this done, so before I did a video and I tried to, and you couldn't see anything on the mask because it was just blurry. I put it too close to the camera. So we'll do it like this. This was the mask and ends. The portrayal was amazing of James Jude Courtney, and as you could see from kills behind me, this made quite a transformation in the movies. So you got the dried blood on the side there. His hair's more ratted. Excuse me, it's more discolored, right? It's longer too. I don't know if people notice that. Okay. And then, this is for somebody, this isn't mine. And then if you go to the front, the forehead has more cracks now. This side is where the burns were, so I've never... And you know, it seems like wherever there was blood or sort of mold or whatever. Oh, I'm so sorry, my computer's on, it's loud as hell. But I'm sorry about that, I really am. But it seems wherever, so I'll try to talk a little louder. It seems wherever there was blood or any wound or something, there's mold now. And you know, this is my interpretation. I tried to go as accurate as I could when I do these things. So we just got a good look at him there. The person I did this for is very happy, so... And like Christopher Nelson said, I'm sorry, Christopher Nelson rather, and I'm not skipping nothing, what you see is what you get, but Christopher Nelson, you know, he said this is supposed to be stripped down to the bare latex, which is odd, I don't know, but it's a good mask, and you'll see that in my score. And so, actually, I guess I could tell you in this video, for James Jude Courtney's portrayal and the appearance of Michael, we're going to give him 8 pumpkins. 8 out of 10 pumpkins. And the reason for 8 and not 10 is because he's simply not the size of Nick Castle, and it bothers me because old people shrink and do not get bigger. So... that's it. I hope you enjoyed all of this, man. I worked very hard to give you guys something cool, man. Not just a video, you know? So there's clips and whatever, but the masks and shit are the most important part to get to show you this stuff. And real quick, I'll show you kills before we get out of here. I had a green light on the other... so that these were in a green light, but these are them without the green light. Let me try and get it in front of me, because that seemed to help. South Park's on in the background. How funny is that? That's alright. We're just showing the masks off. We're done with the reviews and all that. Oh, he's got a piece of hay in his hair or something. You know, lots of mistakes you guys are seeing here. My basically, not journey, but, you know, what I plan to do from here on out. So, there'll be mistakes. Thanks, guys. Have a good one, man. Alright, so let's get into the point system thing now. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry about the microphone again, man. I really, even the crappy one I have just went to crap. That's what you get, so. So, Michael Myers, appearance portrayal. We gave him 8 out of 10 pumpkins, okay? Now we're gonna move on to main characters. Excuse me again, wow. And so the main characters, you got Laurie, Michael Myers, Allison Strode, and Corey. Okay, those are what we're going to go with for main characters. And, you know, Laurie Strode, strong character, maybe written a little too strong. That's probably why I would take some points off there. Michael Myers, it just no points for that. I mean, come on, right? And it just, I don't know. It's very little, if anything. When he was on screen, it wasn't too bad. I did say it was bad, but it wasn't too bad. Corey, maybe the strongest character, but the way they wrote these characters was kind of bad. They were good characters, not written well. They could have had better stories, and for that reason, main characters gets 4 out of 10 pumpkins. Sorry guys, the audio cut back in now. And we're gonna do these a little quick because we've already got our review in. Halloween atmosphere. So this I actually kind of liked in Ends, but for some reason in Halloween movies nowadays, the Halloween season sort of takes a backseat. And so since Halloween wasn't mentioned as much, and there's some decorations here and there, but it, you know, I liked what we saw, but we didn't see too much of it. So Halloween atmosphere for the movie Halloween Ends is going to get 4 out of 10 pumpkins. 4 out of 10 pumpkins. And so we move on. Plots and storylines. Okay. The plot wasn't terrible. Michael's hiding away in a cave. Some kid finds him and kind of draws him out. That's cool. Laurie, you know, dealing with her aftermath. I'm sorry, I got something in my throat. The blatant switch of her being so gung-ho against Michael and then kind of just being like, I'm done. First of all, it could happen in real life, but for a Halloween movie, I don't know if you should have went that way. Like, I don't. Ends should have been the ultimate battle. Like, we're ready. So, plots and storylines gets 3 again out of 10 pumpkins. Okay, 3 out of 10 pumpkins. Now we go into side characters finally, and there wasn't too many side characters in this one. Not too many memorable side characters, I should say. And so when you think about the side characters, they're all dickheads, so they're not likable. Everybody's against everybody. Everybody's beefing. Everybody's mad. So for me, you know, one likable character and Ronald. Side characters get a 2 out of 10 pumpkins. And that brings us with a total score for Halloween Ends, 21 out of 50. 21 pumpkins out of 50 for Halloween Ends. And, you know, I wish I could give this a higher score. I really feel bad low scoring a Halloween movie. Obviously, 21 out of 50 is not a great score. We're going to do it out of 50, right? So let's say the first Halloween was the best movie you ever saw. Every section was 10 pumpkins. We're going to add music to that, too, I think, somehow. So it might not stay at 50, right? It might go to like 60. But for now, it's 50, and 50 is the highest score you can get. So if you get all 10 pumpkins in all sections right now, it'd be 50 maximum. So right now, Halloween Ends, 21 out of 50. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a blast making it, and if you did like this, I definitely plan to do the whole series, okay? We started with Ends, but you let me know what I should do next. Should I go in order? Should I just pick random ones? Alright guys, have a great day and thank you.